Hi, I wanted to talk with you about one of my favorite games called Star Realms. If you're into board games or tabletop games, the reason I say tabletop games is because this is technically a deck building game. There's no board involved. So you're into board games or tabletop games, you might have played Dominion once before. Another very popular deck building game, but I think Star Realms is, in so many regards, a great improvement. While Dominion has a lot of variety and color and options and flavors and different things like that, including expansions that add new mechanics, it still requires a lot of setup and a lot of cleanup. Kind of tedious to get started and tedious to finish. But Star Realms, instead of having to choose which cards you have in play, you just have your deck. I mean, not even the deck, but like the purchase menu, whatever expansions you have at that point, just there ready to draw from for new purchase cards. Let me show you. Your starting deck consists of 2 Vipers and 8 Scouts. Now this is my hand for the hypothetical first turn I'm going to play, but here are my 5 remaining cards. I bought these cute little storage tray things. They're technically for canasta, but they do a really great job of organizing your decks and even your purchase menu. Notice this glorious little setup here. Also, unlike Dominion, you have just 5 cards in the buying menu, technically called the trade row, all throughout the game, while Dominion has you pick 10 and that's it for the game. But notice here my 4 Scouts indicating that I have 4 coins to spend. You'll notice that this card has a cost of 3 and this card has a cost of 1, so I can buy them both on this hypothetical turn. And the way you replace them is you go up to the buying menu of cards yet unturned and just add them to your trade row. As it turns out, this is kind of a surprise, but the card I just purchased came back up. The other one is a whole new one. I have purchased so many expansions, so there's quite a variety, and it's rare that you actually have a duplicate. Again, in contrast to Dominion, a beautiful game that I love very much, but has too much setup and a little bit of limitations on how much variety you can have per game. Dominion has 10, well, it has a whole lot of options, but you pick 10 per game, 10 cards that you can buy, and each player has access to that menu. Now it's 10 of each, so you get your deck expanded a bit, but with Star Realms, there is just this never-ending variety. And of course, after you play like a couple hundred games, you start to see some patterns and some repetition, but there's still enough variety that each game feels relatively fresh, especially when you're just starting. I mean, if you're just starting, it probably feels frustrating because of all these new rules and colors and symbols and words and little fine print to read because the cards have special functions that they employ when you play them. But after a couple games in, it's pretty smooth, really approachable. It's designed to accommodate up to 4 players, but if you have expansions that have the extra little starting decks, you can play almost as many as you want. I found a great way to play Star Realms with larger groups, so like more than 4, is teams. Even if you have an odd number, you can just have some odd man out on a team. And if you have a player who feels like very new, they can be the extra person on the other team. But definitely if you have 6 or more even numbered people, it's a great way. You just make sure the players are staggered so that's like every other turn is the other team. Oh man, I could ramble on about this beautiful game for so long, but yeah, Star Realms, it's so great. I love it. It's sadly, it has replaced Dominion. As much as I love Dominion, because of the long-winded setup, I now just play Star Realms whenever I get the chance. You should give it a look-see. I bet you'll enjoy it, even if you're new to board games / tabletop games. It'll be a good time. Check it out.